From Mamma Mia, welcome to The Spill, your daily pop culture fix. I'm Laura Brodnick.
And I'm Em Burnham.
And welcome to a very spooky episode of The Spill.
Ooh.
Play Season of the Witch. No. Or the Charm theme song, whatever. So today we are doing our favourite witchy movies because Practical Magic 2 will soon be on our screens. And this week we had a Practical Magic premiere where we saw Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock reunited on the red carpet.
I know.
Have you seen the original Practical Magic?
I have, obviously.
Yeah.
But it was only
I never know what you're going to say.
No, it was only after I disclosed to you in one of our early Spill episodes that I hadn't, and you yelled at me, and then I watched
sorry,
it.
I actually wasn't going to yell at you then. I'm trying to rein that in. I'm just excited for you to watch it.
I watched it I think a year-ish ago.
And you loved it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an incredible movie.
Scary.
Yeah, it's
a scary movie.
It's everything you want a movie to be. It's interesting, it's romantic, it's endearing, it's scary. It's literally everything. Came out in 1998 starring Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock as the Owen sisters, whose family, who live in a gorgeous house.
Yeah.
But they're cursed to never find love.
Meg.
So highs and lows of being the Owen sisters, and Practical Magic 2, which is them reprising their roles, is coming out soon. So as we were thinking what to do for this episode, I was like, all I care about at the moment is witchy movies.
Witchy movies. Especially we're still in Australia, in a bit of a colder season.
Yeah.
So now's the time to do it.
If you're going to have a witchy movie watch, do it now. I'm actually going to watch Practical Magic again this weekend. I wanted to watch it last weekend, but I didn't have enough candles. Because I think the only way to watch it is to light. And I've got 5 candles currently in my living room. I'm getting more and I'll light them all. That's a very...
Sounds like a fire hazard.
No, honestly, the only way I'm going to die is if I'm going to burn myself to death, 100%. My apartment
And you also put all your candles together.
Yeah.
And then you light
it's beautiful,
them.
isn't it?
No, let's back this up.
Okay.
And it's also all scented candles.
Yeah.
So the scent from your living room alone in that one spot would be crazy.
No, I have them also around the living room. It's a concentrated space. I feel like I'm sitting in a fire, and that's how you should watch Practical Magic. I'm going to make myself a margarita because midnight margaritas.
Yep, alcohol near flame. That's great.
Alcohol near flame is my entire existence.
So brave.
Something to think about. Anyway, so in honor of Practical Magic and Practical Magic 2, we have decided to talk about our favourite witchy movies. We haven't told each other what we're doing. Yeah. Do you want to go first?
I do want to go first, but I need to give a PSA because I feel like Spills will get mad that I haven't mentioned this movie, and it's only because I mentioned it already way too many times. I couldn't possibly do it again, which is Twitches.
Okay.
Which is the best witchy movie
No,
out there.
I know.
The fact that it's fallen in so many categories that we've done is just insane.
I know, because when we're talking about this, I'm like, I don't want to sound mean, but you can't do Twitches again.
No.
Only because I feel like you've really given it your all on that movie.
I've really given it my all. If you haven't watched it yet, then there is something wrong with you.
Yep.
But
I haven't watched it, but I'm going, oh no, I'll watch it during my witchy weekend this weekend.
Oh, please watch it.
When I get my candles.
I want to hear your thoughts. Okay, I'm going to talk about a movie that I feel like you want me to just get it over and done with. I think you'd prefer I didn't talk about it.
I'm not saying it. You say it if you want to say it. The Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 8 is proof that tech is finally matching our aesthetics. Its sleek, foldable design is an instant signal that you're ahead of the curve, fitting effortlessly into a small pocket or clutch so you can leave the giant handbag at home. Plus, for anyone content obsessed, the screen size and hands-free camera setup makes capturing high-quality photos and videos completely seamless on a night out. Discover the all-new Galaxy Z Flip 8 now from Samsung.com.
It's the witches.
Can I just tell you? Can I just say in all seriousness, I would never do this to you.
What?
I want you to know that I don't actually know if you're realising what...
such a good film.
No.
I'm talking about the 1990 film.
Yeah, I know you are.
Starring Angelica Houston.
Can I tell you I can't even hear her name? She freaks me out.
She is so good. Better known as, I would say, Morticia Addams from the original Addams Family movie. She is absolutely brilliant. I'm obsessed with her. I still love how she has her very long, dark, thick black hair till this day at 75 years old. She is incredible. So obviously The Witches is based off the Roald Dahl book with the same name that I think was my first Roald Dahl book that I ever read. And I was obsessed with it because it was so descriptive, and it was also a book of warning for all children out there that there could be a witch in your parents' inner circle that is out to get you. Because the whole premise of The Witches in the 1990 film, plus also I would say the Anne Hathaway film, the 2020 version, was good, But I think you can't beat practical effects. And the fear that the original 1990 movie instilled in children across the world is like you can't compare to any other horror movie.
You can't. I don't even want to talk. Can I tell you that I have thought a few years over the years, like, am I being crazy about how terrified I am of this movie? Have I just worked myself up into a frenzy? But like literally the other day I was just scrolling through TikTok and the scene came up and
That's
the
crazy.
fear that came through my body, it's like it was involuntary and I felt sick for the rest of the night. It's not even just if anyone's not across this, and I hate even to say that movie scared me so much as a child that I'm not even being dramatic when I tell you it ruined my childhood.
Really?
I have never felt that scared before or since, and it freaks me out to this day. I can't watch it. I can't be around it. I can't think about it. So thanks for bringing it up. And even now, I feel like my voice is shaking. I'm so scared of this movie. Even like I got an offer to interview Anne Hathaway for the new Witches movie and I said no. So I just didn't do it. I was like, I can't, because I can't talk to her about that movie and I couldn't watch the movie, even the remake.
And it's the fact that it's a children's movie.
The thing is, I just think there's so many things I watched as a kid that I was terrified of that I can watch now. But this is the most terrifying thing. It's children being like targeted and killed by I can't
Yeah.
get it. I just don't think parents should let their kids watch this movie.
It's
I
a
don't
movie
think it should
about
exist.
killing children, and it is a children's movie at the same time.
Yeah.
This movie, but I think is a helpful guide because you learn early on exactly how to spot a witch so you don't get eaten as a child. So to take you through, it's about this little boy. This little boy.
Is there any way you can play like music just through my headphones?
It's fine. It's fine. I'm holding your hand metaphorically through this. We're sitting too far apart for me to actually do it. So it's about this little boy, American boy named Luke. He goes and visits his grandma Helga in Norway. And Helga's like, hey kid, look, you're old enough. You're still a child, but you're old enough to know this. I need you to know this so you don't get eaten. And you need to know about witches. Why you need to know about witches is because the witches' main job is to eradicate all children because they're very, very tasty and they will turn you into a mouse and eat you. And here's how to spot a witch. So if you see any woman wearing closed-toed shoes, because witches have webby feet, so they hide them in shoes. If they itch their scalp, because they all wear wigs. If they wear gloves, because they have claws instead of fingernails. If you see that, and if you get close enough, which you shouldn't, but if you do get close enough, they have a purple ring around their pupils. So just be careful. You shouldn't get close enough because also witches can smell children. So even if you're hiding from them in a room, they will smell you out.
I don't understand how any of what you said is okay.
So anyway, Luke's parents died in an accident. This is important because now he has to live with Helga. Helga's like, we're not going to live in Norway. We're actually going to live in England. Things gets worse. Helga gets diagnosed with diabetes. The doctor's like, look, you guys have been through a lot. I suggest you both take a vacation. So Helga books her and Luke a nice, beautiful room in a little countryside in England in a beautiful hotel. Happening on the same day they're in that hotel is a witch convention.
I honestly can't believe you're still talking about this.
Okay. Should I get into this is the scary part.
I thought you weren't going to go this far into
This
it.
is
I
the scary
actually
part.
feel like I'm going to be sick. Can I tell you I'm not even joking?
It's fine. So the witches are all there in like their kind of get-ups. You don't realize they're witches until a bit later on because it's actually a group of women who seem very, very nice because they're from the RSPCC, which is the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children. However, they're all in this big hall. You have one of the women who's like the head woman. Her name's Eva. She's standing on the stage. And then all of these other women are sitting in front of her. And Luke creeps in and he's watching them through the banisters, but he's making sure he doesn't say anything because he thinks something's up. He's like, I have a feeling these guys could be witches. Eva gets up on stage and she's like, remove your shoes. And then all the witches take off their shoes. And then you see that they have webbed feet. And then she goes, remove your
Oh my God, I can't
wigs.
believe you're still doing it.
And then they all take off their wigs. And then she transforms into this, you know what it kind of looks like?
Can you just talk to the listeners and not talk to me for a
But
second?
you know what she looks like
No,
when
I
she's in
don't.
her full getup? Kind of like Dobby if Dobby slayed.
Why would you ruin Dobby for me? J.K. Rowling's already ruined Harry Potter for me. Why would you say that?
Because it's like a Dobby-esque, but with like lipsticks and like big funky earrings. And then the witch, who we now find out is like the Grand High Witch, and she's also really annoyed because she's like the Grand High Witch of the world, and she's here to address the England witches who are sitting before her. And she's like, you guys are doing a terrible job. Too many children in England. Everywhere I look, there's children. You've only been killing one child a week. I need you to step up your game, and I need you to eradicate all the children. And they're like, we understand. We get that they're really young, but eradicating all, like, that's a bit suspicious. Like, what's going to happen? And she's like, I've got this. I've developed a potion. So if you like put this potion into like all these confectionery stores where children buy lollies and sweets, they will turn into mice and then we can eat them. And they were like, oh my God, groundbreaking. A woman in STEM. She then sniffs out little Luke. She goes, there's a child here. And Luke sees them, and then they see him, and then they chase him throughout the hotel. And he manages to escape. He manages to get back to his room to see his grandma so his grandma can protect him. But she's heavily medicated because remember, she's sick. So she doesn't realize he's there. The witches grab him, turn him into a mouse, and then he's pretty much a mouse for the rest of the movie. And his job is to save all the other children from getting poisoned. And what he does is he steals the poison from the witches and uses the poison on them to poison them, and then they turn into rats. So now everyone's a rat. And then the hotel staff are like, oh my God, what are all these rats doing here? We need to exterminate them. And then Luke ends up exterminating all the witches from England, not including himself. And then he gets turned back into a human from a nice witch. See, one of the witches are nice. Remember that? And that is The Witches.
No, I know every moment of that movie. I've only seen it once, literally
so good.
35 years ago. And it's just,
Don't you love it?
Say anything. No, I can't even say. This is the first one on this pod ever. I can't say anything.
You know,
I can't say, because I just don't, I think people think I'm being dramatic.
There's this other kid in it named Bruno Jenkins who was like the dummy kid that the witches use as an example. When I was looking up info on him, the way Wikipedia described him was gluttonous but friendly.
I mean, obviously I relate to that.
I saw that and I was like, same. But that's The Witches. Oh my God. But I've seen both. I've seen the 2020 Anne Hathaway version and obviously the 1990 version that I just explained. The difference is like outstanding in terms of scariness, because Anne Hathaway's version is really scary, but it's all visual, whereas like the 1990 version relied so heavily on practical effects that the transformation from these women into witches with their whole get-up and then acting underneath those masks is so terrifying. It's insane.
Can I just tell you, because you're never going to understand how scared I am of this. I've thought about this. If I had one wish, I could go back in my childhood and change one thing. And this is loaded because I had a really traumatic childhood, which probably actually I think about is why maybe the witches scared me.
If this is the one thing that you change from your childhood, that's crazy.
It would be. It would be, because it made me scared forever. It made me scared to go to sleep, made me scared to leave the house. It's like, and I've never gotten, I could have had a childhood free of night terrors. So I just want you to know that you've really brought that up. And then maybe I won't do my witchy movie weekend this weekend because I'm going to be terrified.
I think you should watch this movie this weekend.
No, I can't. I actually can't.
Angelica Houston.
So
incredible.
I freak out if I see Angelica Houston anywhere.
What? Can you watch her in Addams Family?
Oh, I don't love watching Addams Family for that reason. It's hard because Ever After I love that movie, but I can't really watch her in it. I fast forward her scenes.
What?
Yeah. And then I don't watch anything else she's in. I don't think you're grasping how scared I am of this. Like,
really
it's not it's like people are just like, oh, that movie's so scary, put it on, I'll watch it through my hands. Like, it's not that. It's like literally like I can't be around it. Even if I'm streaming, so I'm just going.
But you're not a child anymore, so they can't kill you.
That doesn't matter. The fear stays with me. I've even said to some of my friends and like my family who have kids, I've been like, do not let them watch this movie. I'll never ask you to do anything else for your kids. I've never waited on anyone else's parenting. Do not let them see this movie.
Interesting.
So I'm telling the Spillers that too. And also Spillers, I know you guys message me about the show all the time, and I love that. No one messaged me about this. Not even supportive. I don't want to think I don't want that on my phone, in my DMs.
Support.
Not even to say I'm scared too. You keep that on the inside.
I used to be scared of women with gloves.
I still am.
Because you could be a witch. Okay, your turn.
You've really brought down the episode. I want you to know that. That's not what I envisioned when I thought we were doing like a sexy, empowering
This is like
episode.
the one out of my 2 recommendations today. This is the one that I knew most about. So my second one, we'll see.
Okay. Can I just tell you that there's a way to do a kids' witchy movie where kids are like killed in a fun way? Can I tell you that? Because that movie...
These kids weren't killed though. They were turned into mice.
No, but don't make me say it out loud. They put the kids in the painting.
Yeah, the kid in the painting.
Yeah. Okay, gross. Anyway. Anyway, I'm talking obviously about Hocus Pocus, the 1993 classic. You've seen Hocus Pocus,
good.
right?
And the second one.
Yes.
I love it.
And apparently there's a third coming.
Is there?
It's in they're like in talks.
With the same trio?
Same cast. Yeah, same cast. So I didn't mind the second one, but the first one is a masterpiece.
Yeah, and the second one does lean heavily on like tropes of the first one.
Yeah, but I think the second one's more just like, isn't it fun to revisit these women? The first Hocus Pocus is a masterpiece. It's kind of funny. When it came out, it didn't do well at the box office and it was critically panned pretty much. So it's just interesting that things can go on to have like a whole nother life once fans find them, which is what happened in Hocus Pocus. So it stars, and the trio of witches is so good. So it's Bette Midler as Winnie Sanderson, Sarah Jessica Parker as Sarah Sanderson, and Kathy Nanjimi as Mary Sanderson, the 3 Sanderson sisters. And they're a kooky, fun bunch of ladies. Yeah. Winnie's like the really tough elder sister. Mary's the kind of like silly, I guess she's the middle sister. I really relate to her. So and then Sarah's the sexy, almost too sexy.
Yeah, it's just Sarah.
Like Sarah Jessica Parker, tone it down.
Yeah.
she can't help it.
All 3 of like those actors have like witchy elements to them.
They do.
Like they give witch.
They have a witchy aura.
Yeah.
So these particular sisters, instead of doing good, they also like to not just eat children, but like suck the soul out of them, which I've got to say, as a kid, I didn't love that bit. Yeah. I used to not watch the start.
Suck the soul is objectively worse than dying.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So it starts with Sarah Jessica Parker's character singing a song to lure the children. Obviously, I hated that as a kid. And they end up killing this little girl. And when her brother comes in, they to like try and stop them. They turn him into a cat. Also objectively terrifying, but through like a fun like Disney-esque lens. So like you're like, it's not that bad.
It's always like a little bit bright as well. Like it's like very cozy, I would say.
Yes. But then the townspeople get upset because they're like, hey, you've killed all of our children.
Yeah.
Sucked their souls out. And so they kill the witches, which is the whole witch. Sometimes, not all witches, but some witches were burnt at the stake, and it's like, you know what you did.
Yeah.
A lot of witches were burnt for just existing.
Yeah.
For being women. For like catching a man's attention or for like wearing a pretty colour, they would get burned at the stake and they didn't deserve it.
Having like 4 fingers instead of 5 and you're like, it's literally not my fault.
Yeah, exactly. For like stirring a pot when you were like making spaghetti.
Yeah.
So those witches didn't deserve it. But every so often in history, I'm going to go out on a limb and say there's some witches it's like, you know that this was correct.
So true.
So the witches get killed for killing children. And then many years later, well, at the time the movie came out, it was present day, but that was like over 20 years ago now. And we have Max, who is just a really like cool teenager who has moved from LA to Salem in Massachusetts.
Ooh.
I want to go to Salem so bad, but I'm also scared. But I want to go so bad.
I think we'd be cursed.
You do?
I think you get cursed when you go there.
Yeah. Oh, my worry is it's really touristy now. We have different worries.
Yeah. I actually didn't even consider the tourist.
Yeah, I think it's like witchy tourist. But sometimes, as we see from movies, that's fun too. No, I want to go to Salem so bad. So Max moves to Salem along with his little sister Danny, played by Thora Birch, an icon of 90s cinema. Have you seen Now and Then? Oh, I mean, there's so many good Thora Birch movies, but like that's one of the top ones. She was just in everything. She was like an incredible tween star.
Oh, interesting.
She was also in one of the last seasons of The Walking Dead, but we can never tell out if you've watched those or not.
Oh, yeah. The last seasons I get confused.
Yeah.
Have I watched season 9? No. Have I watched season 11? Yes.
Okay, then we won't. If you're catching up on Thora Birch, let's not go there. So Danny and Max have moved to Salem. They're trying to fit in at school, and Max is very in love with Allison, the pretty girl at school, right? And so it's Halloween night. The parents are all at some big
Always
dance.
bloody Halloween.
Halloween in Salem too. You're like things, I mean, the most fun you could have, but also the most danger. And they end up lighting the black flame candle on kind of like a dare. And it's like, what is it? Like a virgin who lights it on Halloween night?
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
How is this a Disney movie?
No, so many things we watched as kids. Like
what the hell? I literally forgot about that.
Virgins are a big part of Hocus Pocus and Clueless. And I watched both those movies when I was a child and I didn't understand what that meant.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't register
But yet I
it.
still got the plot. I still understood what Clueless and Hocus Pocus were about. I just didn't understand what a virgin was.
I think it just meant, for me, I think virgin was like nerdy goody two shoes.
Yeah.
Which it usually was.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Anyway, so he lights the candle and then lo and behold, the 3 Sanderson sisters come back to life in modern day.
They're like, thank you.
And they want to suck Danny's soul.
Yeah.
Because
even though he literally just helped them.
Yeah.
He's like, come on, give me a break.
And then they
literally
have
anyone else.
Thackeray Binks, the cat. So he obviously is the boy at the beginning of the movie is trying to save his sister and then they turn him into a cat.
Yeah.
But he's like cursed to live forever, knowing that his sister died, and then he comes along and helps the kids. And a lot of people had a crush on the cat.
I know. And also
his
like
voice.
which is crazy. And like cats
smooth
already
voice.
live quite long.
Yeah.
A cat that lives forever is crazy.
And so basically there's a scene where the witches come into the house and they take Danny, and then Alison I always remember this as a kid because I was like, things you have to clock is where she makes the circle of salt.
Yeah.
Which I obviously knew because I watched a lot of
witchy movies.
Witchy movies as a kid, but it can only help. That's the only superstitious thing I do now. Like I don't believe in superstitions, but if I ever spill salt, I always put it over my left shoulder. And if I did think a demon or a witch was coming in the house, I would will you do like a line of salt?
What do you mean when you think a demon or a witch
Just
is
if I
coming
ever
into
did
your
think
house?
that, that's what I would do. Don't you
I'm
think about
imagining
these
you
things?
on a Wednesday night just
checking my salt traps on my window and door. Also, a chalk circle will often keep witches out. So
and you have to be in the circle.
Yeah, you have to be in the circle. Like you have to be in the salt circle.
Yeah.
Can't break it. Yeah, that will work with demons a lot of the time as well. It depends what demon and witch you're dealing with. There's a whole thing anyway.
Yeah.
We could do a whole episode.
To be fair, I also wouldn't want to step in salt. So I can understand.
Not your
the
vibe.
unappeal.
Yeah, you can understand, which is like, ew, gross. Yeah. So they end up, it's got a happy ending. They end up killing the Sanderson sisters, or a sad ending if you were Team Sanderson.
Yeah.
It just depends how
it is. Watching it as in like an adult, it is quite sad.
Because you're really on their side.
Yeah, you really are. I'm like, these are just 3 women who have to do this. Like, it is like literally their nature to do this.
Yeah.
And you're killing them? That's mean.
Exactly. They're just doing what they were put on earth to do, having a great time as they go along. I didn't love in the sequel where they delved into like their childhood and background.
Yeah.
I think maybe I did at the time, but afterwards I was like, guys, you didn't need to explain anything. I understand what you were doing.
I know. I think it was very much for like the children.
Yeah.
Where it's like also I guess for like the younger generation who's maybe like Hocus Pocus 2 is like their first introduction to the characters, and you kind of have to like understand like we have like our generation has like such a nostalgic feeling for these objectively bad characters.
Yeah.
But because we love them so much, we've like made them into like these other beings, which are like we're so obsessed with. So I think for like to capture that while also introducing them to a new audience, they have to give them some sort of backstory, understanding to explain.
And there's that incredible end of the movie where the book, like the eye opens.
Yeah.
So you just like a sequel was being promised.
Exactly.
So love it. We love a witchy movie. Okay, what's your next one?
Okay, my next one is a witch role that is across 2 movies.
Oh.
And the movies are Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, and Pirates of the Caribbean at World's
This is my
End.
fault. I did say to you, you could use any movie where a witch appears, and you took that literally.
I literally did, because I'm talking about Tia Dalma, played by Naomi Harris.
Yes.
Who is this like kind of sea witch who like lives in a grotto, and she's like kind of an unassuming character in Dead Man's Chest, where like Jack Sparrow, Will Turner go to her to find like clues and get tools, like magical tools, to help them on their adventure of defeating Davy Jones, the like pirate squid lord. Should I call him that?
I don't think that's what it said in the script, but you can definitely say that.
He's like the ruler of the 7 seas.
Yeah.
And like he is, he can't die because he's carved out his heart and has hidden it.
Yeah.
And
So it's such a good plan, by
he's
the way.
like fully cursed.
Yeah.
Like he's on the Flying Dutchman. The Dutchman like swims underwater, which is, imagine seeing a ship just jump out of water.
And also, weirdly, that is the plot of the latest SpongeBob SquarePants movie, which I unfortunately did pay to see in cinema because I took a child, and like that was the plot. I was like, this is literally just
Well, the Flying
pirates.
Dutchman's in SpongeBob.
Yeah. Oh, is it? I've
Yeah.
never watched the series.
Well, that's crazy. I thought we were about to talk about SpongeBob because
No, all I know is that one movie that I saw recently at the cinema.
I haven't seen the recent one.
We'll
talk about it later.
Even my 7-year-old nephew was like, that wasn't the best.
So Tia Dalma, she's played so brilliantly. She's like this beautiful like woman with like all these tattoos and like black lipstick.
Oh, she looks iconic in the movie. The first time you see her is like one of those character introductions where you're like, I just want to freeze the frame so I can take her in.
And I'm like obsessed with her but also terrified of her. So she gives them like a compass, like a magical compass that points to the thing you want most. She gives them a jar of dirt to put the heart in if they eventually get the heart. And she gives them like a big map. She's also like a very much a side character in the movie. Like she's only in it for a few scenes. But right at the end of the movie, you see Captain Barbosa comes out from upstairs in her house where, you know, she's brought him back alive from the first movie. So you figure out that she is quite a powerful being. And then it moves into the third Pirates of the Caribbean installation at World's End. And she's more of a prominent character. Like she's with them on their adventures. And you don't really know why she's there with them. She's kind of just there and they're bringing her along to help them, like guide them through the seas to find Davy Jones. And then you realize that she's actually the sea goddess Calypso, who's been trapped in a human body. And what's really interesting about the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise is that if you look at Davy Jones and Calypso's relationship, that could have been the whole movie. Yeah. Like it's like the most toxic relationship I've ever come across in any world. It is full of like such deep love and such deep hatred at the same time. I'm going to try to explain it.
Okay, please do.
I still haven't really figured it out. So Davy Jones, I think, was like just a normal sailor going about his day. He loved the sea. And then he falls in love with Calypso, the sea goddess, who is pretty much the oceans and the sea. They fall in love and she gives him the Flying Dutchman as a token of her love. The only thing that he has to do is like he has one job, which is to bury everyone who dies out at sea. He's meant to like take the bodies and bring them back to land, kind of like Odysseus.
Yeah.
Like it's very similar where Odysseus like leaves his men who die on sea and he has to like eventually like bury their souls.
Yeah, because that's how they actually get to go to the underworld,
And one of the things is like he can't touch land except every 10 years. He can come on land and then they can be together for one day, him and Calypso. So he does this for 10 years. He gets to land and she's not there. And he gets very, very angry. So he's like, you know what? F this. I've been like burying all these randos that I don't even know for the last 10 years and I can't even step foot on land. And when I do, you're not even there. That is bullshit. So then he stops doing his job. Yeah. And she's like, that's not allowed. I'm a woman and yes, I should be there to meet you on land. But like the seas change. The waters are harsh. I'm unpredictable. You can't just bind me to this land. I'm not going to be there all the time.
And that's such a fair statement.
Such a fair statement. So then he stops burying the people on land. He stops like burying the souls who have died out at sea. And she's like, okay, well now you're cursed. And then she turns him into that big like squid creature who can never ever die. And he's like, well, you've actually really upset me. I am heartbroken. I never want to feel this again. So I'm going to carve out my heart and keep it in a chest so I can never feel love like this again because it hurts so much.
And nothing is more vengeful or filled than pity than a scorned man.
And
that's what he is.
Like dramatic.
Yeah, so dramatic.
So dramatic. And
like
then
write in your diary and get over it like everyone else.
He doesn't even stop there. He goes to the brethren court of the other pirates, the 9 pirates lord, and was like, hey, Calypso and I had a thing. I actually know how you can bind her. So then you can just travel the seas without any like harsh winds, harsh rains. You can go on about your day. So let's capture her and bind her in a human form. So the brethren did that. They all got their like 9 pieces of 8, whatever. And then they were like, you're human now. And she's like, God damn it. So she's been a human for like centuries and to the point where everyone kind of forgot she was Calypso. So towards the end of At World's End, they decide to release her from her human bonds so that she could potentially help them in the war of the seas.
Yes.
So they do that. They whisper in her ear, Calypso, I release you from your human bonds. And then she grows into this big, big giant, huge, so scary. And then they're like, and then they kneel before her and they're like, Calypso, please protect our ship. Please remember how much you hate Davy Jones. Yeah, go get him. Go kill him. And she's like, no, I'm killing everyone. And then she starts screaming at them. And then she transforms into millions of these tiny scuttle crabs and then floods the sea with all the scuttle crabs. And they were like, did it work? Do you think she's on our side? And they were like, nah, because look, there's a whirlpool. And then she just creates this massive whirlpool in the middle of the sea. All the ships go in. A lot of them die and thunderstorms. And she's released. And Davy Jones dies.
And that's really what he deserved.
Shouldn't that have been a movie in itself?
It should have been a movie in itself. Just listening to you say that, I was like, this feels like a trilogy, just this one
This is
story.
not even like the main plot or a side plot. It's like a side plot.
Side plot, which is crazy. I also feel like on a whole, sea witches are very underrepresented.
Okay, so you
cinema.
have that thing with witches. I have that thing with the Little Mermaid Ursula.
Yeah.
Like the first dream I can ever think of was when I was 4 years old and I watched The Little Mermaid and I had this dream of Ursula chasing me around my dining table because she could move fast.
Yeah.
And I think about that often and
she can move. The scariest scene is the scariest scene in Little Mermaid. There's lots of scary scenes. I guess in the Disney animated one, there's lots of scary scenes. But the one where she becomes a sea witch again, and she drops back onto this ship, and she sees Eric, and she goes,
yeah, oh my god.
And then when she gets bigger, and also in her,
oh my god. And then that's why I really struggle watching the live action.
Yeah, that was creepy. That bit's creepy,
scary.
Right? Well, there's something about a sea witch as an extra layer because the sea is actually the scariest place on Earth because we have not explored most of it. We have no idea what's down there. And what's down there, I'm going to go out on a limb and say is some sea witch action.
Yes.
Sea witches down there.
So scary.
And they've got the added layer of like the menacing like place that they live, but they also you never come across a good sea witch. Like I'm on their side a lot. Like Ursula, again, she just made a bargain with Ariel. Or with Marina, if you're reading the original, like or she was like, I'll do this and then you do this. And then Ariel's the one who reneged. Like, yeah, it was a bit of a shady bargain, but still.
I know. Oh, God, she's a bit mean though.
I know, but in the original Little Mermaid, like the stakes are higher.
Oh my God, I know.
Because it's like when she transformed to a human, every time she steps on the earth, the sea witch makes it feel like she's stepping on knives. That's how she walks around. And then when there's a second deal where she takes all the mermaid sister's hair and tells her she has to go plunge a knife into the heart of the prince. And if she doesn't do that, because you know when mermaids die, their souls become sea foam. So whenever I walk on a beach, I see sea foam. I'm like, that's a mermaid's soul. It's a dead mermaid.
Oh.
Did you not know that?
No.
That's a real thing.
I was told when I was younger it was whale sperm.
Which is worse, really.
What's worse? I don't know.
No, it's the souls of dead mermaids.
Ew.
In the original Little Mermaid, when the Little Mermaid dies.
The Hocus Pocus witches would love that.
Yeah, they love it. But in the original Little Mermaid, she ends up being able to go to heaven because she wouldn't kill the prince and his new bride instead of being foam on the ocean.
Ew.
Yeah, the original Little Mermaid is so dark.
Yeah, original, yeah.
And they call her the sea hag, which is
know.
the thing. Sometimes witches get labeled as hags. But both are empowering, I feel. Yeah, sea hag.
Oh my God, like from Widow's Bay.
Yeah. Ooh. No, that's why I told you that the sea hag in Widow's Bay was my favourite. Loved her.
God, she was so scary.
Okay, can I talk to you about another witchy movie that I love?
Yes, please.
I don't know if you've seen this. You probably haven't. It's like a cult classic, but I think you would actually love it. The Witches of Eastwick.
I've seen a little bit of it. I think I watched
it's iconic.
it when I was like quite young.
Which is crazy. Again, our parents, what were they thinking?
And I was way too scared because it is scary.
It's also become one of those.
I should actually watch that again.
I think you'd really like it because it's scary but also funny and like very sexy in a weird way.
Nice.
So yes, The Witches of Eastwick came out in 1987, and just listen to this cast list. It's Jack Nicholson, Cher, Susan Sarandon, and Michelle Pfeiffer.
I love that.
Has there ever been a better group of stars?
No, this is really, really good. Also, wasn't Jack Nicholson married to Angelica Houston for a little bit?
Yeah, they were together. I just got back into the episode. Why did you bring that up?
I'm just saying we're connected.
No. Jack Nicholson and Angelica Houston were together for many, many years. They had a torrid love affair. Apparently, she was going to be involved in this movie, and that's how he heard about it. And Bill Murray was going to be
in it. He took a role.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a torrid love affair, which I'd rather not dwell on. Anyway, so the movie takes place in this beautiful little picturesque town called Eastwick in Rhode Island. So it's like classic, beautiful, where autumn dreams are made of. And the whole thing is like nothing ever happens in the little town of Eastwick. So there are three really close friends living in Eastwick. So there's Alexandra, played by Cher, Susan Sarandon, who plays Jane, and then Suki, played by Michelle Pfeiffer.
What a good cast.
Yeah, I know, right? And
wow.
these women them together is so good. So these 3 friends, 2 of them are single mothers. All their husbands have died in different ways. So they're all widows living in this very proper little town where they're kind of like a bit judged for like, oh, that poor unmarried woman who couldn't have children, or those 2 single mothers, and like they're just trying to get by.
AKA my dream.
And they're all really good friends, and they come together one night and they sort of like, without meaning to, cast a spell to bring on, because they don't know that they've got witchy powers.
How do they do it?
Well, the thing is, this is actually a warning for present day. They're really just manifesting.
Oh, I manifest a lot.
Yeah, this is what happens when you manifest a little too hard, is that they start like manifesting that they'll meet this man and all these things he'll be. And then soon after that, this new person arrives in town, and his name is Daryl Van Horn.
Ooh, that's a sexy name.
I guess.
Sorry to
and Daryl Van Horn is played by Jack Nicholson. Now, at first everyone's like, Daryl's a bit creepy, a bit weird. We don't really want him in this town. And then slowly, he starts seducing each of the 3 friends one by one by one. And at first, they think he's horrid because he's kind of gross. Like, they haven't made him sexy or like a bit like evil sexy, naughty, gross sexy. Gross
kind of like
sexy
Nosferatu.
Yeah, maybe not that extreme.
I don't want to call Jack Nicholson Nosferatu, but
it's some parts of this movie he does look like that because his physical form changes. And so one by one he has sex with all of the women and like awakens.
That's so rude.
No, but they're kind of into it too. Because
okay.
At first, like, if it happens to the first one, and she's like, oh my God, that was amazing. Happens to the next one, she's like, oh my God, that was amazing.
What?
And so the 3 women all have sex with
Jack Nicholson.
Have sex with Daryl Van Horn. And then all of a sudden they start to like be really free and like, and the thing is they were all dressed like a bit dowdy before, and then like all of a sudden like they start dressing sexy and their hair's really curly. And it really goes to show that if you have good sex, you'll just physically become like,
or if you just have sex with Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson. You'll just become gorgeous and a bombshell.
Yeah.
And they start just living life on their terms and like what they want to do, except without having this oppressive little town tell them that they're not good enough.
Yeah, stupid town.
So at this point, it's like an empowering story. And then they decide to, Daryl is living in this.
Just call him Jack.
Can I just say, Jack Nicholson is this character. Out of all the characters I've seen Jack Nicholson play, not completely when I tell you what he actually is, but like his energy matches this character so much. And so Daryl has this like luxe mansion and they all hang out there, and then they decide to kind of share him. He's like their shared boyfriend.
Wow, this movie's really ahead of its time.
No, exactly. And so that could have all been fine and lovely. They're like, the 2 women have kids, like they were just going to raise their kids together as like the 3 of them with this guy, Daryl. There's only one issue. Daryl Van Horn is the devil.
Oh, no.
They accidentally conjured the devil.
Oh, no.
And can you see why Jack Nicholson is perfectly cast? Because he has a devilish
he gives devil energy
to him.
Yeah.
So
even in like really good movies like The Bucket List, I'm like, it's giving devil.
Always a devil. I always think that, have you ever seen that viral clip where Jennifer Lawrence has just won her Oscar?
Yes. Oh my God, he's so devil in that.
And every time he comes up behind her in that croaky voice and like keeps trying to hit on her.
He's like, you remind me of my first wife.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
That's his energy in this movie.
Oh my God, he reminded her of Angelica Houston.
Yeah. Creepy. So anyway, Daryl also, like, his physical form changes. He also doesn't like some people in the town, and there's this real
which
gossipy.
I hear is fair because the devil doesn't like most people.
Yeah, there's one woman in town who's really like Christian kind of that stereotype of like, I'm a Christian woman, everyone has to live like I live, or I'll punish you kind of thing.
The town virgin.
No, she's married, but she has like terrible energy. So she like starts to tell people that she kind of figures out what he is, starts to tell people, and there's this really iconic scene where every time she tries to tell her husband he's the devil, she starts like vomiting cherries until she dies.
What?
And then the women start, and then some other stuff happens, and then the women start to think like, oh, this guy's bad news. So they try to kill Daryl with a voodoo doll because they're really strong witches. He gets really angry, tries to kill them. They have a crazy blowout fight.
I would assume the witches and the devil would be on the same side.
Well, they kind of were until they decide he was like, they realize he's like gone off the rails and he's dangerous. So then they try to kill him. They make a voodoo doll of him. And when he realizes it's them, he's really angry, comes to the house, tries to kill them. They have a blowout fight. And it ends, I told you the whole movie so far. I've skipped over so much.
Okay.
So still watch it. It like skips ahead in time and all the women have given birth to babies. So they've all had
Devil
children
babies.
by the devil. And it ends with like Daryl trying to like talk to them from like from hell, I guess.
Ew.
But it's a great movie.
What do they do
10
with
out
the
of 10 out of
babies?
10. They're raising them
Oh.
as their own. Questionable how they'll turn out.
Oh my God. Well, could there be a sequel?
Well, yeah, I mean, the way things are going, probably. The Witches of Eastwick 2, I'm sure will be coming out very soon. But no, it's just a great witchy movie because even though it's like zany and sexy, it's so campy. But at the same time, it also is about these three women like coming together, which is fun.
I love that.
Which I think is like kind of like the strain of most witch movies.
Yeah.
It's about sisterhood. Except for the one you talked about before, but the others,
I know.
sisterhood.
Because like some like witchy movies are very like sisterhood, magical, and some are just like pure horror.
Yeah.
Like I was also thinking about which is like an iconic horror movie, Rosemary's Baby.
Yes, I had Rosemary's Baby on my list, and I also had The Witch, the Anya Taylor-Joy, Robert
Yes,
Eggers
that's such a
movie
good
too.
movie.
But I also was like, is that going to freak people out?
It's going to freak people out. But I always thought Rosemary's Baby because the witch is her neighbor.
Yeah.
And like throughout the whole movie, that neighbor keeps up that like very like neighborly, like sweet old woman. Even when she's found out that she's a witch, she's just like, hello. And I'm like, this
Creepy.
is scary. Witches are scary.
Witches are scary, which brings us to my favorite witch movie. This movie shaped my entire life when I was a tween, when it came out, and it's The Craft.
I don't think I've watched The
Oh my
Craft.
God, you will freaking love it. I can't imagine a teenagehood shaped without The Craft.
Really?
If you and your friends weren't casting spells, what were you doing?
Kissing boys.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
You could do both.
We weren't doing that. I was telling you in Thursday's episode, I was putting blue streaks in my hair and hiding it from my mum.
Well, I feel like because when I came up as a tween, which I think is when you're the most impressionable, like just before you become a teenager, like the biggest things in the world were, for me anyway, Charmed, Practical Magic, and The Craft. Witches.
The trifecta.
Yeah, exactly. My mum would come into my room and be like, why have you got spell books and candles? What are you doing in here?
Oh, that would
and I was
be
like,
scary.
get out, mum.
Oh my God.
I'm casting a spell.
My Catholic parents would literally
No, my
get
mum
me
was a Catholic
exercised.
primary school teacher.
That's crazy. It's so weird how like I feel like there's so many kids with the experience of like growing up in a Catholic household and just going, but what if I did this?
I know, but exactly. But the thing is, it was just me. Like the thing is, like witches was the most empowering thing you could be.
Yeah.
Not the witches from that terrible movie, but this. So The Craft came out in 1996.
Oh, when I was born.
Yeah. Oh my God. But can I tell you, it still holds up. Don't watch the remake. They made a remake. It's not good.
Okay.
So The Craft is about a teenage girl called Sarah who moves from San Francisco to Los Angeles. Now, Sarah moves there with her father and stepmother, and it's very much alluded to that she's had a really difficult time before this. Something's up with her. She goes to school where she meets a group of like outcast girls who like the rest of the school is like, stay away from them. They're crazy. These girls are Bonnie Harper, played by Neve Campbell, and Rochelle Zimmerman, played by Rachel True, and Nancy Downs, played by Vajura Bulk, an incredible actress. Love her. I love all of them, but like 90s it girls, all of them. So they're sitting in class one day and Bonnie, Neve Campbell, notices that Sarah is making her pencil spin around her desk with her finger without even realizing it. And when Sarah sees her, she's like, also, that's the only thing I wanted when I was in high school was to secretly be a witch. I was like, there's nothing
It's so
cooler.
main character.
So it's so main character. And you're like, she's got a secret. She's so powerful and no one else at school knows.
Yeah.
It's
I
like the
love
best
that.
thing. Isn't it the best thing
Yeah.
ever? And so then Nancy, Bonnie and Rochelle kind of corner Sarah and they're like, we're witches too. And then they realize that Sarah is actually a natural born witch. She was born with her powers, whereas the other girls are just manifesting and like try and like have like turned themselves into witches by they found a way to tap into these powers. So they end up going to this like spell shop where there's like a real life witch there and they get these spell books and there's so much in here I didn't want to go over too much, and they end up casting this spell to this god Manon to basically each of them have a wish come come true. So like Bonnie's, she was like really badly burnt as a child. She's covered in burns everywhere, and her wish is that she's beautiful. And so one day all her scars just melt away, and Neve Campbell is just like walking through the school like, I'm a goddess. And then Rochelle is being really racially bullied at school, which is also terrible because the actress was really racially bullied in this role, just so the fandom's across. Yeah, like the fans did it to her, the studios did it to her, fan conventions, they used to leave her off, like really terrible. So it's like what she went through in the film as a woman of color is what she also went through as an actress of color. I know. So that's just an extra hidden layer. And so she's getting really bullied at school. So she makes a wish for this mean girl at school that she'll go bald, and she starts to go, all her hair, like the popular pretty girl at school starts to go bald. And then Nancy makes this wish that she'll be all powerful and have money. And then her stepfather dies, and she and her mum get this huge payout, and they move into this like beautiful apartment. So things are going well for the girls at school. There's this like iconic scene of them walking through the hall when all their like wishes have come true, and they're like, they all look gorgeous and powerful, and all the other students are running away from them. And they're like, this is it. This is it. And Sarah, this boy at school, played by Skeet Ulrich, who was like a 90s it boy.
Sick.
He like at first is like asking her out, and she says yes. The next day at school, everyone's being awful to her, and he's told everyone they had sex and she's a slut. Which again, I mean, I know what happens now, but also such a 90s slut-shaming thing is everyone's awful to her. So then she makes a wish that he'll like fall in love with her, but his love becomes like obsessive.
Oh, like
and
obsession.
Exactly. And he turns really violent. And so as the movie progresses, Nancy starts going absolutely crazy with power, and Sarah is trying to stop her because she's doing evil things. So that it all culminates in like this blowout fight at Sarah, who's moved into this like almost like witchy old house in the Hollywood Hills. A blowout fight between her and the other three witches. Rochelle and Bonnie, she scares away quite quickly, but then she and Nancy face off in like the ultimate witch fight.
Oh my God.
Snakes, rats, vines,
You know I love an
storms.
action.
Oh, you would love this. This was like my whole like vibe as a teenager watching this. And Frazura Bulk she's such an incredible actress, but she's terrifying. And as she like descends more into Nancy's like power madness, it's just one of the most captivating performances I've ever seen. And here's a fun point about this movie is that real witchcraft was involved.
What do you mean?
So they had a few different witches like involved in making the movie. They had one particular like Wiccan expert / witch on the movie called Pat. The filmmaker said they brought Pat in to like make sure that it felt, you know, like proper witchy, proper Wiccan. And then Pat looked at a bunch of the spells they were going to use, and she was like, these are real spells. You can't cast these. So she would like redo the spells to be like, this is a fake spell. Don't use the real one, of like keep the production going. But sometimes like real magic did hit the set. Like there's an iconic scene where like Nancy takes the power in of this god, and they made it a fake god so that it didn't look like they were worshipping like a real evil god. And this iconic scene is filmed on the beach, and you see Nancy kind of like glide across the water, and all these animals, sea animals like dolphins and stuff, die as like a tribute to her. The day they went to film that scene, all of a sudden like the weather was clear, they checked it, and all of a sudden a huge storm came through and knocked down the entire set. And the filmmakers later said like, when you make horror movies, things happen.
That's scary.
Isn't that scary?
I don't like that.
And also one day they were like, oh, is this movie going to be good? What's going to happen? And Pat said, don't worry, I've cast a spell to make us #1 at the box office. And everyone's like, okay. Movie comes out, not super critically acclaimed. People are like, oh, this is fine. It kind of opens lackluster. Next minute, #1 at the box office.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I hate that.
Pat did it.
I hate it.
The spell worked. Isn't that crazy? So like a lot of like, it's always been really caught up with witchcraft. Have you ever played light as a feather, stiff as a board?
No.
Are you serious?
Oh, is that when you pick them up?
Yeah. That's a thing from the craft. That's one of the early spells they do. They do light as a feather, stiff as a board, light as a feather, stiff as a board. And the idea is, it's like you've never been to a sleepover. Let's do it when we finish recording.
Just you and me.
We'll do it on camera. It's like the idea is like one person lies down and you manifest that they'll be light as a feather, stiff as a board. So if they lie stiff enough and you all believe it, then you put your hands underneath and you can lift them because they're light as a feather if you do it properly. But you know what? There's always one person at the sleepover who doesn't do it properly.
Yeah.
So like you at a sleepover, you're all doing it, you're saying it over and over again, and then you're like, fuck, she doesn't believe it. That's why it's not working.
Jessica, you're out.
You're like, Christy, you obviously didn't have your hand in the right
have the
spot. So
powers.
like you have to really do it with people that really believe in doing it.
Okay.
So that's The Craft.
Oh my God, I can't wait to watch it.
I actually think you'd love it. And they're so sassy and I don't know, like it's just so good. But like the stakes could not feel higher. There's also a bit of suicide ideation there and all that sort of stuff. Like but it was a teen movie.
Yeah.
I guess, but it's very, very dark. But I'd say it's one of the ultimate like 90s movies. And it goes to show that like you can't mess around with powers. You've got to respect them. You can't use your,
Yeah, that like ending kind of scared me.
Oh my God. Well, there's a scene at the end where Sarah's like kind of putting the house back together in broad daylight and Bonnie and Rochelle come and they're like, we've lost our powers. And they're like, you must have too. And then she like kind of looks up to the sky and like lightning crackles and she makes a branch drop in front of them and they get freaked out. She's like, don't come here again. You know what happened to Nancy. And then you see what happened to Nancy and it's not good.
Jesus Christ.
You like go to where Nancy is.
Ew. Okay, I want to watch this.
Yeah, The Craft. The ultimate witch movie. Turned a whole generation of women into witches. I literally was opening a box the other day and I found some of my old witch stuff. I found like my cards and some of like my sage sticks and my little like all my little witchy things.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Bring them in.
I should. We have to explain why the fire alarm went off in the mummy office. It's because I tried to casting a light spell. Because people today, like they talk a funny game about Etsy witches, but like they don't understand that about real witchcraft.
You know who would love this episode?
Who?
Andrew Garfield's ex-girlfriend.
Oh my God. But again, she's a proper witch.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, if you haven't heard that episode, she's the same thing. She does like, I'm not using my powers this isn't a game.
Yeah.
So all those people praying for like no rain on their wedding day, just so you know, there's a price to pay for that.
That's so true.
Nothing's for free in the witchy world.
Wow. Manifest. It's scary. Well, thank you so much for listening to this episode of The Spill. If you love what you're hearing, please leave us a 5-star rating and review. We'd love to hear from you. Also, if you've been loving our Spill quizzes, do not forget that we do them weekly and there's a brand new fresh quiz for you out today. It's 5 questions. It's really, really fun. We want to see 100% across board. Make sure you check it out. We'll put a link to that in our show notes. We will be back next week bright and early with morning tea on Monday morning. We will see you then. Bye.
Bye.